Welcome back to Dead Letter for Delta Green. This show is rated R for cosmic horrors because this is Delta Green, a game of slowly decaying minds and souls and bodies. And general cosmic horrors, as it were. Z-Cell is here and ready to take on the next challenge. Who is Z-Cell? Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Briar and I'm playing Dr. Alex Blair.
I'm Cal, and I'm playing Jacqueline Morgan.
I'm Harper, and I play Sarah Gwen.
I am Coach, and I am still playing Agent Adrian Fallas.
Indeed. Last time, when we left off, Fallas and Morgan had escaped the A.B.C. plant and rendezvoused with the rest of Z-Cell at a new motel off the Blackfeet Reservation. It was a tense reunion, and lying heavily sedated to cope with a severe head wound, with a, shall we say, fragile mental state, and seeing the reanimated Thomas Ironshirt pacing the room triggered a bit of a relapse of his OCD. An argument broke out over Fallas having previously shot Thomas, which was eventually mediated by Gwen, who arranged for Thomas to trade Fallas' shotgun for one of Tristan's pistols. Blair received new orders from your handler Drake. A-Cell is sending another team, H-Cell, to back you up and their new faces, so maybe they will be able to make a second attempt at destroying the plant. As the local heat on you guys has been high lately. Z-Cell's new mission was to just establish reconnaissance post to monitor the plant, identify the buyers of the blue substance if possible, and stop the international shipment if possible. Despite the risk of being recognized, Fallas and Morgan, accompanied by Blair, volunteered. Gwen stayed behind to look after the incapacitated Tristan and the volatile Thomas Ironshirt, and some smooth disguising skills allowed Fallas to pass a police checkpoint. And the trio have set up a new, albeit poorly concealed, observation post near the plant. From their vantage point, Fallas used SIGINT equipment to intercept communications, learning about the plant's manager, Director Turner, being in a panic, trying to obstruct the tribal police investigation while maintaining control. While Fallas and Blair slept, Morgan observed the plant's security hardening their positions. And in the afternoon, late afternoon, an unmarked helicopter arrived, deploying a team of 6 well-dressed, professional-looking men, all very tall, very wide-shouldered, very muscular, blonde. You can't tell their eye color from here. But they carried themselves like special forces and confronted Turner just by body language, because you couldn't hear anything from that distance and with a chopper blades running, but just body language showed that they were in charge. And then you heard the conversation from inside Turner's office, where whoever was leading this team spoke with some kind of accent and demanded access to all records and samples related to the Sapphire Project. And then Turner led the team to the incinerator building. And then nothing happened, apparently, for about 30 minutes. When they emerged heavily armed with tactical gear and began a systematic and brutal assault on the facility, opening fire on the A.B.C. guards and any staff who got in their way, and moving with deadly precision, very well trained. This is special forces level of tactical skills here towards the admin building. The poor tribal police was overwhelmed really fast. They were shot at, took cover, tried their best to return fire feebly, And that is basically where we ended the session, with Z-Cell watching from a distance as this unknown third party just blasted their way into the admin building, and that's where we are. We have, by now, certainly Fallas has been woken up, right? Maybe?
I think I woke him
Yeah.
up to show him what happened.
Someone woke me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke him up.
Yeah, this is 5:45 on Saturday, September 12th, 1998. And this team of unidentified commandos has now entered the admin building. You can't hear any more shots at the moment. You're very far away. You just hear the echoes of the gunfire. But tribal police is fully alerted. You have the SIGINT set up to intercept, and you hear them basically screaming for backup at the top of their lungs. Like, officers down, shots fired at the plant, terrorist attack. And they're trying to block off the entrance, though I think they will want to try and block off the helicopter more than anything else. But yeah, there is definitely a gunfight going on down there. What are we doing, folks?
I say we let them do our job for us.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree right now. I've got the body armor, but I'm still missing a better chunk of my hit points.
It's better for them to destroy the evidence that we were there instead of putting more on the scene.
Yeah. Get ready to respond just in case. We don't really have anything to blow it up if they don't at this point. We don't have any explosives or.
Yeah, I think this is now in Drake's hands to deal with.
Yeah.
Where's the echo coming from?
From on my end?
I don't know.
Is it
I'm not hearing an echo.
Neither
me
am I.
neither?
I'm not hearing
Oh,
an echo.
that's interesting. Oh, no. Oh, I know where it's coming from. Sorry. Fixed it. Never mind. All right. So, let's go. Yeah, you are going to watch over the facility, and because, again, you're very accurate, just pointed out, you do not have any explosives, and you are a bit beaten up. This is a cell that's seen some stuff over the past 48 hours, haven't you? So, maybe it's a good idea. Who knows? Yeah, they are these guys, whoever they are, inside the admin building, and you can see the tribal police. They are going to try to go up and get at least one unit controlling the helicopter and turning off the rotors, turning off the engines, cut the engines, so these guys can't make their escape easily. But even as they do that, there will be some shots fired from the admin building from one of the doorways or windows. At least some kind of opening that you can create for yourself if you need to, which is definitely going to cause the tribal police to once again duck for cover. They're trying to fire back and basically just create a cordon around the building at this point, but we're talking a couple of units and then some by now probably very traumatized A.B.C. guards who definitely did not sign up for this and so are making a very half-hearted. I mean, from Morgan's point of view, they look demoralized. The A.B.C. guards. They do not want to engage. They've been through some stuff over the past 48 hours too, because how many of the A.B.C. guards have you guys killed by now?
Like a dozen?
No, I don't think it's a dozen.
Less than that?
Yeah, half a dozen maybe. Yeah, half a dozen.
Half a dozen.
Which is
That's
still
not that bad.
20% of the workforce, probably. Something like that. If they have 45 in total, it's okay, not 20%, but a lot more than you would want.
I'm pretty sure we got at least half a dozen of them and the chief of security.
Yeah,
Which-
yeah, you did get the chief of security, absolutely. And then we haven't counted the wounded also. It's basically catastrophic losses for the company so far. As you're sitting there and observing, Blair,
Yes.
yeah, you're gonna get a call. It's about after 5 or 6 minutes. Right now, everything seems strangely calm around the admin building. The police are not going in there, and the ABC guards are not even. Let's go. Morgan, I want you to roll a military science land,
Oh,
please.
again.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. You
my
get to do
special
that.
skills are getting a lot of
Yes.
exercise this campaign.
Indeed. Yes. You can immediately see the command and control problem that's going on down there. They are milling about without any clear coordination. The tribal police are doing their thing. ABC guards are doing their thing. But it's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of confusion and lack of decisiveness. And who is in command of these guys anyway? It's whoever this third party is, whoever these commandos are. The response, they kicked the hornet's nest. But it's a hornet's nest without any clear leadership and a lot of confusion and indecisiveness going on where apparently the guards and the tribal police are trying to shout at the guards. You can see that through the binoculars. The guards are not terribly responsive. They're trying to hold their position. Some are just hunkering down behind cover and not trying to engage anyone at all. And in that situation, Blair, your phone rings.
A special phone.
Yeah, that's the special phone. I think by now you recognize Drake just by the vibrations in the phone, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Blair picks up. Agent Zaki here.
Drake, is that you?
The current attack? No. We're outside observing what's going on.
What is going on? Citra, please.
Some sort of helicopter came down, and what seems to be a group of men came out and opened fire. Or they went into the building for a moment, and the attack started. We're not sure what's going on, and we're not going to venture closer for now.
Huh. There's a silence at the other end of the phone line. Okay. This is a third party you're talking about now?
Yes, a third unknown party.
Isn't those the buyers?
Yeah, he's actually going to say that. Or is Morgan saying this as Blair's talking?
Yeah, these are the buyers.
These are yeah.
We overheard.
Right,
These are
that
the
makes
buyers.
sense. Okay, do not engage these people. Observe their extraction. I want them identified. Keep
They had an
overwatch.
accent.
Give me identifiers. Aircraft type, paint, tail markings, if any, number of men. What are they moving? What are they doing in there?
Killing people.
We need details. You need to collect intel. But this is also good because it shifts the blame off of you guys. I'm gonna make some calls. Make sure, because now the word terrorist is out. This will mean FBI involvement, and it also means that I can pull in some serious resources. So, where do you want the serious resources? I'm talking about the Air Force here.
Do we have any particular location in mind?
And
I think
they've got a helicopter. It might be best to scramble somebody to intercept or at least follow the helicopter. That way, if they do try to get out that way, they can't.
Hmm.
Unless they want to.
Also, I take it these people are foreigners. They're based in Canada, I think. Since a lot of the stuff is going to be exported there. And I think the accent was French. Quebecois, maybe.
All right. If you can create a delay using cover we can live with, do it. You are fully authorized to flash your badges at the locals at this point. We'll just call it an undercover operation. Stop them. Stop the shipment if it's possible. Don't do any heroics. If these are the buyers, they're here to erase witnesses and leave with a product.
So
Yep.
stop them.
You need to tell me what they take, who they take, where they go.
Oh yeah, they're after the samples.
Yep, maybe we
destroyed
should.
a lot of them.
Are there any explosives you can get us so we can disable the rail lines?
Yeah, I think I can swing something, absolutely. It's not going to be
Okay,
there in
thank you.
5 minutes, but it's going to be there eventually.
We can start with. We can. Oh, I know. Tannerite. We can start with some tannerite.
Mm. Oh, so I got to shoot the RPG.
You did.
It's a small
One
town.
day.
They'd likely get us some tannerite.
Yeah, if we can disable the tracks, that'll stop the shipment from getting in there. We were watching the incinerator, right? Did everybody who went in there leave? Or did they leave a guard or somebody in that vicinity?
Only the commandos left. Only just by head count, they're no longer dressed in suits, or if they're dressed in suits, the suits are under their vests, their tactical gear.
Okay.
It should be pretty obvious what they were carrying in their big duffel bags as they left the helicopter.
So what are the numbers? 7 people went in
Yeah,
and
7
only
people.
6 came out?
No, they were 7 people who went in, of these guests, shall we call them, the buyers. But they were together.
Is that all of them?
They were no, yeah, that was all of them, exactly. Except the helicopter pilot, obviously.
Yeah.
And there was an escort of A.B.C. guards and Turner, but you never saw the A.B.C. guards or Turner leave the building.
Okay. So there are 7 people plus the helicopter pilot that showed up.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep.
Okay. What kind of gear do the police have on them? Do they have like patrol rifles or anything better than what we've got right now?
The police have, their sidearms and shotguns, basically, so very typical police gear. They did not carry anything heavier than that. I'm sure they have access to it at the local tribal police headquarters in Browning. They must have access to assault rifles and hunting rifles and more high-powered stuff, long-distance stuff. But that is a 30-minute drive away from here, or shall we say a 20-minute drive when you're in an emergency. And so the first patrols from the tribal police HQ should be arriving here in 5 to 10 minutes.
Now, they already had tribal people, like tribal police out here, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely, but they don't have heavy guns
Okay.
or equipment. They just have their standard police gear.
Copy. Short
It's
of
like-
ambushing 1 or 2 of them, I don't know. Because
There's 4
Dang.
of them or so. There was maybe 4 or so of them here, these deputies, and at least one of them is down by now because they were gunned down very quickly. The commandos did not hesitate for a second to open fire on the police officers. They didn't have a chance to pull out their guns from their holsters, basically, when they came out.
I'm going to look over at Morgan. Somebody's got to get in there. I'll do it, I guess. You want to come with me?
Earthing, pal. Here we go again.
no.
Here we go again.
Okay.
Fun and games.
And sorry, so 7 people
What about
plus
it?
the helicopter pilot, and then all 7 of them came out in tactical gear
Yep.
after the incinerator. And did they split up into groups? Or are they running as one big centipede of
They went
riflemen?
as one unit, like one stack of right
Oh.
infantry, special forces infantry, fire and movement. One section moving, another section laying down suppressing fire, or just lighting up their targets, as it were. And in tactical movement, they went all the way up to the admin building within a minute or so, less than a minute. They really are moving as fast as they can, and they still had big, heavy backpacks on as well, so they're equipped with stuff. Those backpacks.
They might They might blow this building up after they leave. Honestly,
I think they probably are trying
to leave no evidence when they leave.
I
They
think
don't
you're
want
right.
nobody finding them.
We got to
Gotta
either
be quick.
disable the train or stop them from getting to it first. If they blow it up, I'll power to them.
There's currently no
Okay, so-
train at the station. There's no train here at the moment. But
Good.
who knows what they've got planned. If
Well,
they are
we should
this
fuck up
level
the
of
tracks,
tactical
though.
so far, there could be a train on the way. We don't know that yet.
Yeah, shit.
We should blow up the tracks anyways. We gotta be thorough with this.
Yeah. How else are we gonna stop a train? I'm just saying right now, I'm not a physics expert, but those things have a lot of momentum. I don't think we could stop one unless we remove the track.
Removing
You
the
can buy
track
one of
is
those
not-
cool train derailment kits off Amazon.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, we could
yeah,
all-
that.
We could do that, yeah. Do you think they
Anybody
do
got-
overnight ship?
Just-
Do you think they do
Yeah,
overnight
same day.
shipping? Yeah. Pay extra for that, like within 3 hours kind of delivery.
Man, I'm sure we'll figure out something when we get in there.
I'm just saying, powdered metal is amazing.
Yeah, I eat
Yeah.
some with my cereal every morning.
Mm,
Tasty, tasty,
metal
tasty.
shavings.
Make sure you don't
Delicious.
expose. Make sure you don't expose that powdered metal to some open flames, my guy.
Dude, they love when I take an MRI.
Oh my god.
While our friends at the observation post are looking at, it's strangely calm down there given what just happened. It's like you're in the eye of the storm. The storm passed you by, went into the admin building, and now people are just trying to, there's someone running to the fallen staff who have been hit. It's going to be few, maybe half a dozen or so. Not in some security staff, some 1 or 2 tribal police, and other staff, other random staff that just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And obviously, people need to take care of those casualties, so that is happening while everything else is going on here. But meanwhile, we have a different situation in a certain motel room, where Gwen is.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you feeling, Gwen? You've been
I'm
sleeping.
I'm feeling very sleepy, yeah.
When did you go to sleep? Remind me.
It's been long enough that I'm exhausted.
Oh, but when did Gwen fall asleep?
Great question. I think it was last
you
shift.
didn't go to sleep. You're just lying
I
here
did.
being. What was that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember because I was telling Iron Shirt government secrets. Yeah, that's why.
Oh, yeah. So you're just basically sitting confused in a bed. But you've had a full day to do that, haven't you? Because
Yeah.
Morgan, Fallas, and Blair went during the night to the A.B.C. plant. So if you want to have slept, you could have slept by now.
I'm worried about leaving Thomas unattended.
I can see why. Yeah, that makes sense. Very well. Okay, let's have a look at how this is gonna work for you. Because I have a feeling it might work less than ideal. Or are we gonna let Tristan keep a watch? He is not doing well either.
I don't trust him around Thomas. Also, he is still handcuffed to a bed.
He is absolutely handcuffed to a bed.
I don't think he'd be able to do anything if something did go wrong anyway.
All right. Let's see now. Do you have any stimulants around here?
What level of stimulant are we talking?
I guess really powerful coffee. That is the only thing we can think of for the
I
moment.
always pack coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gwen might root around Morgan's stash, and I'll replace it, I promise.
We had picked up instant coffee from the gas station when we escaped.
Okay,
Very
so
well.
I'll use regular coffee to make the.
Now the 5-hour energy.
I know
Does
what I'm
5-hour
making.
energy exist?
I think so. Energy drinks in 1998. Yeah. Red Bull existed, I think.
I am making the engineer special.
Oh
Oh,
my
no.
god, the engineer special.
Yep, still not as bad as the BME martini.
You've been trying to do this for a while now. Let's track Gwen's progress, shall we? Our friends Blair, Morgan, and Fallas left the motel room at somewhere around 3 a.m. or so, which means that we need to cover 13 hours for Gwen. 13 hours of being alone in a hotel room with Tristan and Thomas. Now, Tristan is obviously going to drift off to sleep and get a full night's sleep because why not? Easy enough for him to do. Which incidentally might mean that he might recover a hit point because he's not doing anything today, is he? So. Good for him, right? But unfortunately, I rolled terribly for him, so he does not recover any hit points today. Gwen, you have been trying to stay awake. We're gonna see here. Roll a d6 for me, please.
Yep. D6, D6. Ah! Okay, here we go.
4 hours is how long your coffee will keep you without the exhaustion penalty.
Do I get bonuses for combining it with 5-hour energy?
No.
Aw,
If you were to grab some amphetamines, you would definitely get bonuses. No side effects of that, obviously. No risks at all. So at about 7 a.m., I guess, you will need to drink some more coffee, and you're gonna have to roll a d6 again to lose some willpower points, because it doesn't matter how much coffee you're on, sooner or later your body's just gonna collapse. Yes. So
If I take a horse-sized dose of caffeine, is that 2d6?
no, that's a heart attack.
No, that's called being an engineer, my guy. You'll be fine. You gotta train up to it.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta start with a bunch of Coke or Dr. Pepper Zero, and then you've got to move to coffee, and then you've got to realize coffee's too expensive, and then you go to energy drinks. And then you find out powdered energy drinks are a thing, and then you just keep going from there until you eventually reach cocaine.
Oh,
Or a heart attack, whichever comes first. So, Gwen, did you roll a d6 here?
Yeah, I got a 4.
No, the second one.
Oh, sorry.
Good for you!
Yeah.
You will lose some willpower points, because even with all this coffee in your system, you're still feeling the drain. And roll another d6. Let's see how many hours of not feeling exhaustion. 4. Okay, so it's 11 a.m. when you finally collapse. In spite of all the coffee.
My last words to Iron Shirt are just, don't do something stupid while I'm out.
Yeah, he's at this point.
he's gonna do
just
something
kind of
stupid.
walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And
We're gonna go in there, so if he comes in too.
maybe he's just gonna be sitting there. And yeah. So Gwen, now you get to roll a d6 to recover willpower points. Yay! Look at you go.
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
Exactly. Gwen is back up on a nice 6 willpower points because you were at 0.
Yeah.
After all that. But you feel rested when you hear the phone ring. Yeah.
Hello.
Is that the voice?
Yep.
That can't be the voice. Oh my god. It's gonna be Red Crow! Your favorite
Oh, I am
local
so
officer.
sorry. I thought you were one of my coworkers. I am so sorry, man.
No, this is Red Crow calling. Because apparently your coworkers didn't bother to call Gwen and tell her about the attack on the A.B.C. plant. Maybe they're just being very considerate and allowing her to rest up. Who knows?
I will apologize for the voice.
Gwen, you wake up startled, you say hello, and then your eyes fall on Thomas, who is just sitting in the chair in the motel room. And for a long, heart-stopping moment, you think he's dead because, let's face it, he has the face of a dead person. Technically, he's dead in many ways. Roll sanity for
Gonna have to
seeing
call
a
the
zombie.
Frat.
For seeing zombies staring at you, Gwen.
Gonna have to call the Frat in this situation.
You are fine. Gwen can take this. You are going to be dedicated to Thomas Ironshirt and never lose any sanity for literally having a zombie in your room.
Yes.
Sooner or later, though, it's going to fret away on your sanity. And yeah, Red Crow, anyway, is on the phone. And you're going to hear him say, did you ever give him your real name? Remind me.
Yeah. Remember, because I was the only one whose boss actually knew that I worked for Delta Green, so I was the one handing out my name and business card.
Very well. So, yeah, Red Crow's Agent Gwen.
Yes? Hello?
Red Crow here. Is that your group, A.B.C. plant now?
I don't think so.
I'm getting a lot of police chatter about a terrorist attack.
I don't think that's them. Just from the sound of it.
Well,
We
that's
were
a
just-
relief.
Yeah, we just agreed on observation.
So who are these guys then? You know what? That might not be my problem. He says.
Yeah,
We're having all hands. I just wanted to give you a heads up. We're having all hands on deck. So I'm gonna have to go out there.
Okay, thank you for the warning. I'll call them just to see if they're okay.
Wait, you're not with your team?
No, they said they were going to go survey the area.
God. Yeah, you hear him mutter and sigh.
I can call them and get back to you.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
The absolute flat deadpan in his voice. Gwen, you're gonna have
Okay.
another problem because not only did you wake up from this call, but so did Tristan. And
Oh,
even
Lord.
though Tristan is not here today to play the character, I'm gonna roll his sanity check because he is waking up and looking at a zombie. And unlike Gwen, he's a little bit tender as far as sanity goes.
Oh no.
Oh,
God,
This is
he's
what
gonna
you-
go insane.
This is what you get for having a zombie in the house.
I think we're gonna have to call the Frat after this.
He is
Oh, we-
tugging a little bit at the manacles to the bed and shaking, and there you can see the cold sweat running down his forehead, and he's just looking at you and looking at the thing is still moving. How is it moving?
I'm just gonna move away with the phone.
That seems like an extraordinarily good idea, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need my husband's ramblings getting picked up by Red Crow. That might be a bit suspicious.
The thing is still moving. Why is it still moving? It's there. It's there. We're never gonna escape it. And he's tugging at the manacles and trying to get out of the handcuffs, but he doesn't have a sleight of hand skills. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's stuck there. You can hear the rattling. You can hear the rattling.
Yep. I'll get back to you on that. In 10 minutes, just give me a moment so I can get in contact with my group and give you an idea of what we're all doing.
Yeah, you do that, says Red Crow.
Yep.
I may or may not be able to pick up.
Yep, I am going to call Blair because what the fuck?
Blair, your phone is ringing again. It's the same special phone.
Yeah, Blair will pick up. Agent Zaka here.
Not telling me the place was being invaded!
We're still discussing, and we just got off the phone with Derek.
Drake.
But yes, Drake, I'm not good with names. It's the buyers, and we're still trying to plan, but Fallas and Morgan are planning to go in.
I just got off the phone with Red Crow about all of this, and he asked if you guys were responsible. Please tell me you guys are not responsible.
No, this is the buyers. We were just observing when a helicopter landed. They went inside with Turner, then came back out with tactical gear and started firing.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. Thank you. Please do not go inside because I pinky promised him you guys wouldn't do weird shit.
Oh.
Well, Drake gave us full permission to start using our badges.
But did you tell him you would go inside the building?
We're trying to find a way to stop this, or at least stop them from getting the supplies out.
Alice will get up
Okay.
and start walking towards the facility before anyone can tell him not to.
Oh, and Fallas is going.
Fallas, buddy. I gotta go and get
Uh,
him.
You know what? I'll just tell Red Crow you guys aren't responsible and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, please do. Oh, see, I think the tribal police gonna be coming. More of them gonna be coming here. I think he's gonna be one of them, or
Oh yeah.
Okay.
that might be a problem.
He's still never seen us. At no point.
Oh, yeah.
At no point have Morgan or I run across Red Crow.
Which may or may not be a good thing. Who knows?
But there's also a team of crazy people shooting everything they see that isn't us.
That isn't
Good
you.
question. Yeah.
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 Should we let the police know that we're on site? If we start throwing our badges around, there's going to be questions as to why we're involved in murder. And then we're going to have to answer for that. And honestly, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Are you getting to
I'd
the
rather-
plant on foot or by vehicle?
We may as well turn around and turn the headlights off and approach the vehicle.
Very well. Because if we're going in a
Oh,
vehicle,
God.
then it will take all of several minutes to get down there, basically.
Yeah.
3 or so. Alright, so basically you are going to get yourselves down towards the plant. Blair can watch you approach the plant with your vehicle, and of course it's a civilian vehicle and you don't have any emergency lights on. And I think you're gonna get onto the road at about the same time as at least one tribal police squad car, a patrol car with the lights fully going, the sirens fully going, It's just rocketing down the access road from the main motorway down towards the A.B.C. plant and just kicking up dust as it goes. It's up to you if you want to get in its way or just follow after it.
I'll follow in behind.
Very well.
We've got the radio, too, the transceiver, right? Tuned into police frequency?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody's coming. Like, all of the tribal police.
Can I see the unit number behind us? Or that we're following behind?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to call it in over the radio. And I'm just going to say, unit, whatever squad car,
Yeah.
2 armed civilians following behind, ready to offer support.
Okay, I think they will in fact come to a screeching halt and get out of their vehicle and have their guns pointed right at you. I'm guessing that you are stopping your vehicle as well, because otherwise you will ram them from behind. But they will just come to a screeching halt, and the bullhorn, civilians in the vehicle, stop the car! And yeah, they're gonna order you to stop the car.
I'm going to say, no. And then I'm going to drive away. I'm not going to stop the fucking car, fuck them.
Okay, let's go.
For
We're
real?
gonna have.
Why?
Let's go.
Okay, should I stop the car?
Stop
Roll
the
a
car,
logic
dude.
if you want. Let's go.
Okay, I'll
Fallas.
stop the car, yeah.
Okay.
Stop the car.
So they will come out. They have their guns ready, and civilians in the vehicle, put your arms out so we can see them. Out the driver. Put your hands out through the window. Passenger, do the same now.
I'll speak into the transceiver. I'll say, we're here to stop the fight. If you're not going to stop the fight, we're going to have to.
You will stand down right now. You will comply. Do it now, or we will open fire.
I look at Morgan.
Is this badge flashy time or no?
Did we bring our badges? Did you bring yours?
Probably.
All right, flash your badge. I'll say, feds on scene, stand down, or we will engage. You will not engage a federal agent.
Okay, you're holding up the badges. They can see the badges. They will approach very carefully. And it's going to take minutes. Like, you're feeling that time stretch out to eternity because they are using an abundance of caution here. As they get closer and can clearly see the badge and see that it's legit and not a forgery and stuff like that, they will be like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, why didn't you lead with that? Let's go.
I wonder why you said civilians, as if
I
they
was
were
scared.
going to let us. Going to let us help if we were civilians.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess we're driving on scene.
Yeah, you are driving on scene. You lost several minutes to that. I don't know how that feels. But on scene we're getting at... This is now about 6:15. And there is still nothing from inside the admin building. By now, the... shall we say skeleton crew of guards? There's going to be some guards trying to watch the approaches here. There's now more tribal police in the area. And you are here, Fos and Morgan.
Okay, balaclava's on, but I've got the badge displayed.
Yeah. And the tribal police would just be happy to see that you're here. In fact, they will be like, where did you come from? Oh, never mind that. Fuck that. What do we do now? These are like, it's like a terrorist attack, sir. And they're gonna start deferring to you because clearly they have no clue about how to handle this. They have...
It's clearly an eco-terrorist attack. It seems pretty apparent they're trying to cause some sort of chemical spill or something on tribal land. And with the potential of it seeking into the river and not just affecting U.S. land, tribal land, but also Canadian land, we have to act as soon as possible and get in that building.
Sir, Yeah, so you're gonna have 4 officers around you, a bunch of other officers who are, and ABC security staff who are taking up positions with their sidearms and shotguns. That's all they have. And they'll be waiting for your command, basically.
How many do we have total? What's the lineup looking like?
Let's see now. Let's say 10 ABC security and maybe half a dozen tribal. So that's about it.
Are any of the tribal guys able to bring any just non-basic patrol gear? Do we have any shields, rifles?
Not yet. That was like literally the closest car came, but within another 15-20 minutes, you will have some more serious gear coming from Browning.
Okay, so we know that there are ways in and out of like the main admin building, not just through the entryway, but through all of the different outbuildings, right?
Yep. You know that from the admin building, you can access every production facility, every production silo, including the rail line.
Yeah. Morgan, you want to roll military science and try to figure out the best way to approach? Because in terms of like line of fire,
Fam.
I think that the rail line, just from the way the angle of that hallway is set up, would probably be the most dangerous approach, because that's 2 45-degree angles of fire coming in on our entryway.
Well, looks,
Pretty good.
given your role here, why don't we actually pick up the map itself? What you know of it? Because you've been inside and you know generally what things look like. I guess we have a new problem on our hands here, Fallas and Morgan. Do we want the tribal police and the ABC guards to see Lab 6 or not?
I mean, we don't really want them to, but at the same time, if that's where they are, that might be where the fight happens.
Destroy everything that was in there.
You have, this is the main entry right here. That's like the typical main entry, past the reception and stuff. You went in through the airlock from the Sapphire unit here. And this is the stairwell up to the offices. And then there is another airlock here to Ruby unit. And down here is the exit towards the rail. Which means that there's gotta be an exit to the Diamond unit somewhere around here. And to the Emerald unit somewhere down here. So that is in total 6 entryways.
I'm thinking that Sapphire and admin are the most likely places people are going to be working, because if there's extra stuff they're brewing in Sapphire, they're probably going to want to package it and move it. If they move it, like they said, they might have a train coming. So I think that diagonal line from Sapphire through the admin down to the railway is probably the main focal point. So if we approach in from, what is it, Diamond, or what's the other, the southwest point, then that might be the best way to come in from their flank. And it might even be a good idea to split the groups and have one team come in through Diamond, have one team come in through Emerald. That way we don't at least have 7 groups of people shooting all at one group at the same time.
You definitely have the numbers on them. Though maybe not the skill.
Yeah, fair point.
And you're still feeling so sore after all the things that you've been through just 48 hours, less than 48 hours ago.
I don't want to confront these guys directly. We're not armed enough for that.
You will see that tribal police and A.B.C. have set up some kind of perimeter along, trying to cut off the road to the helicopter. So if they're trying to go out the way they came in, there will be
We
some...
need to identify that.
Was
We need
that?
to identify that helicopter.
You got demo skill, right?
Demolitions, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not done me any good so far, though.
Fair. Not sure if we have anything to rig to it, but
Do I want to? We could blow up the helicopter, but maybe we should ID it so that we could find wherever this thing's going.
I'm guessing it's probably a
Because
rental.
if it's just these
course.
guys, there's probably more back where that came from, back at their base or whatever.
Yeah, you think so?
I think finding where these guys are stationed is important, so might be good to just like ID that, have somebody follow, track them back to the base.
How do you get to the helipad? It's a separate building from the admin. Like you don't get to it by roof access.
No, the helipad is right here. Yeah, it's
Okay, cool.
basically smack dab in the middle. So you'll have your tribal police set up like here with some A.B.C. guys to keep them from coming back there.
I think we could
Yeah.
bug the helipad.
The
gonna
pilot
bug
the
is
helicopter.
apprehended
Yeah.
at this point.
Call over the radio and tell somebody to park a Jeep under the back, like a rotor, so it can't get going and can't start right until they move the Jeep, just in case.
Very well. Yeah, that will be done. All right. It's gonna be 6:20 at the very least by now, since you're talking to each other and you're coordinating with the police and telling them to go this way and that. Still no sign of the intruders.
Yeah, we should probably go ahead and make entry. We don't have any more people that have showed up or responded in those couple minutes.
Very well. Okay. We are going inside. How many people are you bringing with you? Because you only have 16 people in total around here. Though, you should expect more people very shortly.
I think we should probably have 6, like a combination of 6, like security personnel and police
Yeah.
on patrol outside, and then just have the rest of them in with us.
Alright, so 6 outside, 10 with you.
Yeah.
Very well. Why do I get the feeling that the 10 will go in front of you as lovely meat shields? Or will they?
Here's the thing. I think that the security knows the way around the facility first, so it's only fair that at least a couple of them will lead the way to give the police, who are trained to respond to these type of things, a good opportunity. And I don't mind. I'll be in there. I'll be in the mix of them. If Morgan wants to lead from the rear, that's fine.
Very well.
Lead from the where?
As you're getting up to the actual entry here, because we're talking, you're going to basically try to get in through one of the production silos, right? Because that's what you did with the Sapphire unit. You went from the outside into the production facility and then into the admin building, right? So, because there's
We're
no
trying to do
direct
that.
access, if you're going from one of the silos into the admin building, you have to get into the silo first, which you can do from outside. But as you're approaching that and you want to get in, you're going to notice that the door is very much locked.
We've got the badges for security, right?
Yep, and the badges are not responding.
Okay.
Shoot the lock and open it.
In your experience, Fallas, someone has locked the doors. Like, this place has gone into, like, full security lockdown. So, someone has control over the doors from the inside and just locked the whole place down.
Break 'em.
Which skill would you like me to roll? Lockpick?
That's a good question, isn't it? Why are you asking me so hard questions? I think electronic security systems would be much more appropriate.
Okay.
Look at that. As tired as you are, mind-addled with the strain of all of this, you and the rest of the unit are going to get inside. So Basically, you're using your SIGINT equipment to hack the system and make the lock open up, go green, and then you go inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy, right? All right. Obviously, we're taking the security people first here, and then you have your stack of people here. Yeah. And you're going to go through a production facility. There are people in the production facility. You are in... Which one are we in now? Is it Emerald or Ruby?
Let me look at the map real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Diamond or Emerald. Let's go to this map so we get slightly better overview.
There we go. Let's come in through Diamond.
Very well. You don't know what they're doing in Diamond, obviously. One unit looks the same as all the rest in your eyes. But there are definitely people in here, and they're all dressed in the same type of protective gear as they had in the Sapphire unit. Full protective gear for working with chemicals. There is a lot of them, just about as many as you had in the Sapphire unit, maybe slightly fewer, say a dozen rather than 20, 25. And when you're coming in, they're all just gonna throw their hands up like, what's going on? And they're just crouching behind various equipment. Don't shoot! They're crying out to you guys as you're coming in. What's going on? What the hell is happening? And you can
Everybody
see
down. Everybody
they-
down.
they're
Listen.
going down. Their hands out, hands to their side on their heads. You can see the red light flashing. It's like one of these red security lights. There's definitely an alarm going on right now.
One cop, 2 guards, stand at the door, check badges to faces, make sure everyone's legit before they leave.
Very well.
And then we're moving.
Well, that's going to take a few minutes, obviously.
Yeah, I know.
As you're all doing this, let's see. This could be funsies.
I don't think that doesn't sound to me like it's going to be funsies at all.
Oh no.
You are inside the production unit. And let me just have a look at things, because I can. My notes, if you will.
What could you possibly be looking at?
Nobody knows. Alright, let's go. I am going to roll some dice. Or do you want to roll some dice?
I hate rolling dice personally.
I'm gonna say it's a D100 and you want to roll high this time. Should I or should you?
I'm really good at rolling D100s high, unfortunately.
That's what you want this time.
Yeah. All opposed? Stop me before I do it.
If you want, I could do it.
I
I
believe
mean, you're
you
gonna
do
have
it.
to roll. We're gonna have to roll one set of these dice for each of you.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Well. Hoping for high. Not very high at all.
Oh no,
I think I died.
Morgan. Morgan is luckier. Okay. What happens in this unit is that you're going to see a blue smoke rising, and the moment you
Oh,
see
no.
it, you feel it
Oh.
entering your lungs.
Oh god, we're good! Good!
Fallas, I am so sorry. This is lethality we just rolled for, and the
Yeah.
lethality was 30%.
Jeez.
Oh.
The lungs,
Oh,
there is no air, there is nothing, there's just, you
Oh my
can't
God.
breathe. Morgan, you get to see your colleague just go blue in the face. And
Oh my god, get him out, get him out, get him out, get him out, get him
third,
out. I'm getting
a
him
full
out.
third of your 10 people here, so 3 or 4 of the people you have are also just falling over, while the rest are in a bad situation.
I'm gonna get as many people out as I can. Oh my gosh.
I would like Morgan to roll a constitution check, please.
Oh dear lord.
No.
We're so cooked.
Well,
Oh,
that
dear
was
lord.
clear.
So close to, oh god, we're dying.
Yeah. You take
Poison
full harm. Which in this case, because you're a lucky person who rolled a 42, is just 6 hit points.
Oh, but I'm at 5.
But you're
So,
at 5.
Oh.
You're also down. Morgan and Fallas. You feel the horrid clawing at your lungs too, and were it not for the fact that you had been, if you were at full health, this would not have hurt you that much. But
Oh my
your
gosh.
body just cannot withstand this. So even as you're like, oh, we gotta get out, and you can see that field of vision slowly closing in on you as your brain is starved for oxygen for both of you, and it just slowly but surely goes black.
Ay, ay, ay.
My god.
At least Morgan and Fallas will not have to roll sanity checks for seeing a colleague falling over and dying. Blair!
Oh my god.
Say,
This
Blair,
goes
how does it feel surviving another batch of characters?
Oh my god. How am I
My
still alive?
By not going in.
Oh
Um,
my god.
You've watched these guys go in because you are still at the observation point, aren't you, Blair?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess all you are going to see, Blair, is all
We got blue smoke.
all these other people, like the people in the hazmat suits are actually going to be very unharmed because they have protective equipment for this kind of stuff. But yeah, they're going to be dragging out a whole bunch of deputies and police off A.B.C. security. And Blair, unfortunately, you're going to see Fallas and Morgan being among the people that these people in hazmat suits are dragging out of there. And yeah, your 2 fellows are down.
Oh no. Can Blair see any blue smoke or not yet?
I don't think you can from this distance. But you can see a lot of people like falling down of the tribal police and the A.B.C. So 10 of them went in. 5 of them, I should say 12 of them went in, including Fallas and Morgan. 5 of them, or 6, are coming out carried out. And then you have the rest who are stumbling out and falling down and retching and throwing up. And obviously, you're a doctor. You can see through the binoculars that they obviously have respiratory failure going on here.
Oh my god.
You're a doctor?
Yeah, Blair's gonna put their badge on the outside of the clothing, like in display, and start walking towards the facility.
Walking? Not running?
Yeah, running actually.
It's about 1 kilometer away. Or
Yeah.
so. Fallas and Morgan will die within 11 minutes of hitting
Please get
0
a
hit
car,
points.
get a car, get a car.
Or constitution minutes.
You guys took the car.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
guys took the car, so she has to run.
Oh.
How quickly can you run 1 kilometer, Blair?
That's a
Oh.
good question. Dex,
At
does
least
my
my
neck
constitution is
highest?
high.
It's not that. It doesn't actually take
That's
that
good.
long. It's what is it like? Okay, right now we're counting the minutes. So if it takes you 15 minutes to run, Fallas will be dead by the time you get there.
If I may
Um,
jump in,
Yep.
in America, there's typically a test they make you do in high school. It's called running the mile. You have to
Yeah.
run a mile in 15 minutes. And since a mile is 2 kilometers, we
No,
can
it's
probably
one-
estimate.
It's 1.5.
Okay, so we can estimate that Blair makes it in
A hard sprint, you can
And-
probably make it in 5 minutes. But I'm going to
Yeah.
be a cruel and heartless GM here and ask you for an athletics check.
Oh no.
If you succeed, you make it in 5. If you fail, then it's going to be a luck check to see if you get to Fallas in time.
Okay. Oh, thank God.
Ooh.
All right, 5 minutes later, you were just running like a possessed person. Now the problem is, of course, that you'll have to show your badge to people. You're going to lose a minute just because of that. Though I have a feeling you will show it because I'm
Yeah.
a doctor, right?
Yeah, Blair is wearing their coat as well, so it's their badge sticking out in clear view, plus the white coat.
When did you get the white coat on?
Hail Blair.
She's been wearing the
Blair
white
always
coat.
wears one. Yeah,
Really?
like
That is so weird.
most of the
I
time.
know.
Like she
We
just
had a
refuses
conversation.
apart from it.
All right, Blair.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Since you have been so fast with this, you get to make a first aid check, and I guess you're gonna start with Fallas, because
Yep.
otherwise, he's dead.
You think he died?
Oh my
That's
God!
first one.
Jeez.
Did you shoot him again?
Did you break his neck?
Blair, did
Wow.
you shoot another one of our teammates?
Starting CPR with the people's elbow is not advised.
I don't even know
Blair.
how to describe a critical failure
Yeah.
on this
broke his neck,
resuscitation
bro.
attempt.
Do
Oh,
you,
I got it.
like cave in
You
his
broke all
chest?
of his ribs and his neck.
In attempting
your
to
hand-
do an emergency tracheectomy or tracheotomy. Because, yeah,
You
there you
managed
go.
to kill him
You
very
snapped
dead.
his neck.
Oh.
He bleeds out on the ground. You fumble it completely and you sever the artery, and there's blood everywhere. I'm so sorry,
Okay, he's-
Fallas. Fallas,
Oh my God.
the last thing he saw was just the darkness in the production facility, and then he
Yeah.
never saw anything else.
He died as he lived
He
in
died
the
as
commission
a-
of several felonies.
In the commission of several felonies. Oh my God.
Okay, please don't
That's
break
going in the-
Morgan's neck.
Good news is, Fallas is not your bond, so you don't have to roll a sanity check for that. Of course, you're already adapted to helplessness, so you don't care that much. Morgan is lying there right next to you, but this was a fumble.
Oh no.
Let's see now. What kind
You
of
gotta
fumble
kill
are we
her
taking
too.
here? Physical strain, emotional burnout.
I'm going to say emotional burnout.
All right, that makes sense. Roll a d6 willpower.
Yeah. God.
This is going great for Blair.
You're gonna die, Blair.
As you throw yourself upon Morgan, trying to resuscitate her.
Okay.
Then.
Oh my God, I live!
Roll a d4.
I'm alive!
Oh.
Oh my God, I'm very alive! I'm so
Yeah?
alive.
Okay, Morgan, this is all sorts of fun and games, isn't it? You've hit 0 hit points, but you are also adapted to violence, so that doesn't affect your sanity at all. A friend suffers. Let's see now.
Why even have any bonds with Fallas?
I don't know.
Do any of
Oh,
us
dude.
have?
I was an
I don't
asshole.
even. I don't have any bonds with anybody.
But you were our asshole, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have any
That came
bonds with
wrong.
any of you.
No, because you've never hit your breaking point. Or apparently you have, but you didn't do it together with others, apparently. I don't
What a
know.
thug.
Yeah. Yeah, Morgan. No, it's because you succeeded with the sand test when you hit the breaking point, so you don't develop bombs that way. But as it turns out, because both of you are adapted to helplessness, this is just another day on the job. This is you guys
He was a
having the
newbie.
1,000-yard stare.
He was a newbie anyway.
Yeah, clearly. He was a newbie anyway, right? Yes,
True.
that is absolutely the case.
This is the second time a player character has died in front of Blair.
Yep.
This is also the
Um,
second time you've shot one of our
And
teammates.
wasn't DeLuca one?
Oh yeah, third time.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she was
DeLuca
NPC'd by
and
that
then
time.
Talbot
Yeah.
and then
She was NPC'd at that time.
him.
Even as you are doing all of this, Blair, and resuscitating Morgan, out of the main building comes the Commando team.
Oh.
And they are not afraid to shoot at everyone.
Okay, get us out,
Everyone
please.
and
Yeah.
anyone in their way.
Blair is just grabbing Morgan and moving, trying to find cover.
That makes sense. They're not particularly interested in shooting any particular person here. They're just balaclavas on, helmets, everything. Anyone who gets in their way, they will gun down, and everybody's taking cover, basically, as they are moving hard on the helicopter, which has now powered down. That's a problem for them. So they are going to get to the helicopter. One of them is getting in there and launching it again, and getting it going again, while the rest of them are filing into the helicopter. More people by now have come from the tribal police. They have better long arms. They're engaging in gun combat. There's a lot of shooting happening, Blair. But you are in cover and so is Morgan, so I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't see my master plan, which was
That's-
parking Jeep under the helicopter.
They can move the Jeep.
No.
Would you
Not
dare
very hard.
defy the last wishes of a dead man?
They didn't know the emergency brake was on.
I think we should inject Fallas with blue goo.
We should. We're here. Just
Yeah.
throw him back
Oh
into
my
the chamber
God.
for 5 minutes.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
vat of blue
I mean,
goo.
think you
about
just gotta-
that. Oh,
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
they
but
took
you just
that.
got gas.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's much worse than that, Blair and Morgan. Even as the helicopter, it takes a couple of minutes for them to get the situation under control, but the tribal police, even with long arms and everything, are not going to be able to stop these guys from taking off. They're just that well trained. It's like a bunch of police officers who never do proper tactical training because they don't have to, engaging in the Navy SEALs. It's incredibly one-sided. And the helicopter will start. You can see the bullet holes in the helicopter windshield and everything. They don't seem to care. They're getting out of here. But even as they do, you can see that Fallas and some of these other guys who were dragged out very dead from
Oh no.
the production
God, he's a zombie.
facility they're twitching. They're twitching now.
He's zombie.
Watch out, he's got a lockpick!
He's got a
And-
shotgun.
Oh.
He's alive. No, he's not.
Oh.
I don't know if we would call it, strictly speaking, alive, Blair. Not really alive at all. Around you are
That
now
dude.
at least half a dozen dead people who are walking again.
Oh my God.
The Walking Dead, if you will, are
Oh god. In front of
Rising.
the police? In front of the
Oh.
police.
in front of everyone. They have that
In front of-
bluish tint in their face and their eyes, including Fallas. So I would like you to
Oh, no.
I'm unconscious. Don't bother me.
roll a sanity check, please. Both of you.
I'm unconscious. I'm unconscious.
This
Don't
is
worry.
not violence.
Oh.
This is... Oh, Blair! It makes
Wait.
sense, because you're seeing Fallas and everyone, don't you?
Oh wait.
I just
I'm
killed
not
Fallas
unconscious?
and he's back.
Wait, am I
Yep.
unconscious or not?
No, you're conscious. You're back up, yeah. She
Okay.
did mouth-to-mouth and everything on you.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I'm not. Oh, my face. I can't deal with this.
Why don't
Okay.
both of you... Why don't you roll it? Blair will just take 6 points right off here.
I'll roll a
I'm not
D6.
okay.
You are very not okay.
I'm not okay either.
And
Oh.
Morgan will not be okay either. This is going great, everybody. So
at the
both
breaking
of
point
you
yet.
have to choose fight, flight, or freeze.
I'm freezing.
You're freezing. Okay.
Yeah.
Freezing as well.
You're both freezing.
I mean,
Isn't
like,
that a great
my
choice?
psychological things is huge.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, but Blair
So,
doesn't have
like-
that excuse.
I will immediately go
I
into
always go with
comatose
freeze.
state.
Yeah, you are in catatonia, and Morgan just rolls up in a ball.
Oh.
Oh, this is such a Delta grade situation,
Floor
isn't
time.
it?
Floor time. Time is floor.
Yeah,
11th floor. I
that could
missed
become a
you so
problem,
bad.
couldn't it?
Floor time.
Oh man. Who are they going to get to first? Morgan or Blair? Who knows?
They're gonna
I mean,
eat
you're
us.
gonna hear a lot of
coming after
screaming
us?
from the. They're just fanning out in general, just walking.
Oh, okay.
And you
At
know
least
what?
we're hiding.
Yeah, you are hiding. This is true. You have found cover. And there's going to be a lot of screaming around you because the rest of the A.B.C. and the rest of the tribal police are going to see these people and go, hey, are you okay? Because some of these A.B.C., it's their friends. And then they're going to hear the snarl. And in a huge Morgan and Blair, don't think you're going to know what's happening next because you're both just staring at the absolute horror of this. And meanwhile, in a motel room very far away from this place, Gwen
Why
is
is
just
Thomas
kind of
sentient?
hanging out. And you said you were gonna call Red Crow back.
I guess I do. I'm like, hey, so I talked to the guys. They said it wasn't their. They said they didn't start it, but they are trying to stop it.
Okay, yeah, so Red Crow's, yeah, I'm arriving right now at the site, and oh my god, what the fuck is going on here?
Fucking stop me.
What is
Oh,
going
this
on?
poor Red
What do you I'm sorry for laughing.
I'm
What do
gonna
you
roll
see?
for Wallace Red Crow's sanity check. He missed it by that much. He's going to see some friends of his who are dead but walking.
I do have a question. Morgan did make a good point. Why was Thomas still sentient?
Isn't that a good question?
Experiments.
Oh, he was eating spearmints.
He must have.
That's
been.
it. I wonder if Wintermint
Science.
also works.
Oh my god.
Gwen, all you can hear
He's
over
taking
the
all of it.
all you can hear over the phone is basically, "Oh my god, Jesus fucking," and then you hear a scrambled noise over the phone. You have no idea. Maybe he dropped it, maybe he didn't. And then you can hear gunfire. Lots and lots of gunfire.
Oh, he picked fight, didn't he?
Yep.
He unlocked
I
the
mean,
whole
I
map
can roll a
on the thing.
D3. Here we go. Let's go. Fight, flight,
hope
or
he gets
freeze.
run.
So 1,
I hope
2,
he gets
3.
to run away. I want him to live.
Flight, apparently. He's running away.
Hey,
But he's still
good.
forgetting his phone. I think he's just turning the car around and bolting out of there.
Is there
Good-
anything I can
good,
pick
Mr.
up
Crow.
other than gunfire from the phone?
Not really, no. And then the phone goes dead because he drove over it. It's just disconnected.
I don't know how I'm alive, man.
I don't
How
know
have I
either.
lived this long?
Ooh.
What is Gwen gonna do? You're in a motel room with Tristan, who is, shall we say, emotionally fragile, Thomas, who is also emotionally fragile and physically fragile. He's been hit several times, and those wounds are not healing. And you have no idea where your team is.
Yeah. Ooh. I think
Where-
Gwen's priorities lie with Tristan, so she's probably going to stay in place. But definitely, I should be helping, but also, I really shouldn't leave him here chained to a bed. That's just not
Well, that's your
safe.
husband, man.
That too. I think I'm just going to maybe call Drake and ask what the hell his ETA is.
Have you talked to Drake before?
I think so. Pretty sure, yeah. Gonna call Drake and tell him that civilians have been exposed.
And the zombies.
Very well.
They're zombies.
I'm just guessing, based off of his reaction, that there is some weird shit going on at the plant right now that should not be going on at the plant.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna guess the vaporized Taxol got out, and everyone's freaking out about it.
A vaporized what?
Oh, it's the anti-cancer drug that puts the cells in a state of stasis.
Ah.
Yeah, usually it doesn't turn people blue though. I haven't found that as a side effect.
It's a.
It also
It's a. But it's blue.
Also,
There's
it
just blood.
turns
Yeah, so-
individual cells to stasis, not the entire body, I have a feeling.
if you take enough of it, theoretically.
I don't think that would be very healthy, would it?
Yeah or no? I didn't recommend it.
No.
Don't ever take medical advice from me.
Yeah. Gwen, you are calling Drake. That was what we said here.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna respond on the other line. He's just responding as he always does with Drake.
So civilians have been exposed to the firefight down at the A.B.C. plant.
Oh, are we introducing ourselves with Agent Zyra here? I think we are, yeah, so...
Yeah, probably start with Agent Zyra. Yeah.
Yep.
Agent Zyra, civilians have been exposed to the firefight down at the A.B.C. plant. Please get here soon.
Cavalry's on its way, but it takes another hour or so, probably.
Can you tell him to go faster?
I can, but they can't defy physics. Malmstrom Air Force Base is just that far away.
Okay.
Do what you can to contain the situation. Get civilians away from whatever the fuck is happening over there.
Got it.
Destroy anything unnatural if you can.
I'm just gonna side-eye Thomas and go, got it.
Yeah, he doesn't know about Thomas.
Oh,
We'll never know.
Don't ask me about my new son.
We're gonna have to call the frat after this.
How are you going
Yeah,
to
we
be able
definitely
to
have to
keep
call the
your
frat.
son after all this?
It's gonna
Maybe the
involve
frat.
frat.
I think the frat has a daycare center, maybe.
And I have a phone that can call the frat.
Yeah.
Gwen,
We
why
need to-
don't you roll a persuade check with plus 40, please? Because you are just over the phone. But I'm still gonna ask you for a persuade test. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's not gonna be enough, Gwen.
No,
Drake
it's
will
not.
be at the other end. And... Come on, fill me in here.
I'm just gonna step outside for a minute. Okay. So we found a sample of blue stuff, and I was hoping to keep it, to test it, to see if we could safely bring back someone from the dead. just as like a medical thing.
Oh my god.
There's gonna be a long silence from the other side.
I'm a
Okay,
toxicologist. I've got to learn from this stuff.
Fuck no. Destroy all that shit. We destroy that shit. We don't use it. That's an order.
Stop agents from dying. More agents.
I'm just saying, if we
More agents
isolated
for
a
Delta
sample, we could
Green.
then. Hey, sorry, I've got Morgan in my ear. I'm just saying, if we isolated a sample, we'd have a metric by which to test future unnatural beings.
This is
how
not
we-
for resurrecting dead agents.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm just saying, if we had a sample to measure all future supernatural beings by, then we'd know where to start.
Roll a persuade check.
With plus 40?
20.
Yeah.
Apparently Drake is not in his
Oh.
reasonable mood right now, or is he? He might fail as human. You never know. He did.
Yay!
Nope.
He is not in his reasonable mood right now, and he's just gonna be destroy. That's an order.
Okay. Understood.
Where's Blair?
Now what we don't
no,
tell
he doesn't
him.
say Blair. He says, "Where's Zaki?"
At the plant.
You're not at the plant, of course. So, what's the status of the rest of your team? Check in on them. I want
Understood.
to know.
Understood. Oh, I can give you an update on Tristan. Not great. Probably going to retire. Head wound. Bad.
Fuck.
Yeah. So. I will check in on Blair though, and get back to you.
That makes sense. Yep. Yeah, you do that, he says. Keep me posted. God damn it. You hear him swear under his, like...
God forbid a toxicologist want to do toxicologist shit.
Yep, God forbid. God forbid. You asked before, Fallas, the question of why Thomas Ironshirt was so alert. So I'm gonna give you this one chance. If you roll a D100, if you roll a 0-1, Fallas is actually not mindless Walking Dead.
Oh boy.
Which may or may
Oh
not
my
be
God.
worse.
I'm gonna have to give Fallas the Frat.
Who's rolling?
Fallas, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Nope. He is a Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a moment, let's just say, Blair. You're gonna come back to it before Morgan does. And you are seeing what remains, I guess, of the fight.
Lord of mercy.
Oh my god.
And it's probably not a pretty sight. There's at least one very much several, probably a couple of torn up bodies that have been pumped so full of lead that they have literally been cut into pieces by various assault rifles and other...
They're probably still twitching.
Yeah, they're definitely still twitching. They're just being torn to so much shreds that
It's
they're
like-
not threatened anymore.
Cockroaches that won't
The
die.
gunfire, there is echoes around you. It has thinned out, just not stopped completely, but changed. There are fewer long strings of shots and more single cracks and frantic, badly timed bursts. The kind of shooting people do in a panic, if you will. Then there is the smell. Cordite. Burning things. You will notice clouds of smoke coming up from the admin building. And
That's probably not good.
the wind is carrying it in gusts. Your throat is just tightening like a reflex every time you get some of this stuff drifting over you. There are bodies everywhere. But the term body has stopped being a stable category. Some are down and still and twisted in the dirt. Some are down and moving, like hands are flexing in the gravel, trying to find perches. A few are upright and wandering in slow, stubborn, zigzaggy patterns. You can see a couple of groups as your vision is focusing in eventually, of tribal deputies. A cluster behind some vehicles near the access road. They're trying to form a perimeter and they're shooting at others who are walking towards them and being hit. You can see at least a couple of tribal deputies who are lying in front of the vehicles, and there are bodies lying on top of them and biting them very hard, literally tearing them apart with their teeth.
Oh.
And there are some other individuals farther away, trapped or frozen by what they're seeing. The radios, a constant background squawk, overlapping calls, panic requests for medics, and A.B.C. security is even worse. You can't see anyone staying here. Or, yeah, okay, a couple. They're frozen. They're lying in corners with 1,000-yard stares of people realizing that their world is shattered. The admin building itself is just absolutely on flame right now, on fire right now. Near one of the entrances, someone tried to drag a wounded person and failed. The trail in the dust shows where heels were scraped. The wounded person is no longer crawling, they're standing slowly. And yeah, this is absolute chaos around you. What do you want to do? Morgan is still in a fuge, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Completely locked up.
Time.
Blair is
Goodbye,
just grabbing
time.
Morgan and trying to at least drag them away.
Morgan is very heavy.
Yeah, that's why I said trying. This is a very slow process.
Roll a strength check, please. Also, I feel like you have to roll another sanity check for seeing the absolute unnatural horror unfolding in front of you. Again?
Yeah.
Fallas is probably one of those.
Nope.
This is going great. Blair, roll another
At least
d6.
it's not a crit fail.
At least it's not a crit fail. Oh my god. Entire Z cell will
Oh,
be
thank God.
Not that bad.
retire after this.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I can still
You
go,
can still
man.
do things!
I can still do things.
The high sanity checks in this cell is now like 30. No, Gwen has a lot of sanity because she hasn't been on the job that long. Yay.
Yeah, because she's a newbie, but she might duck out because her husband is cracked in the head.
Like an egg.
Husband.
Oh my God.
Ain't nobody
The
ducking
husband
out
became
from this
Humpty
job,
Dumpty.
folks. Ain't nobody ducking out from this.
Yeah,
Yo,
I am
Jack is
stuck
not
on-
going back out.
I am stuck on this horror ride till the very end.
Blair,
I'm stuck.
you're dragging
I am
out
stuck on-
Morgan from the mayhem of what is unfolding down there.
At least I don't have to witness.
Yeah, Morgan doesn't have to witness this. This is a good thing for Morgan.
Yeah.
I guess since that is your priority here, somewhere in the depth of your heart, your doctor's oath is saying that there are people out there who need medical treatment or they're going to die. But There's also a lot of gunfire and a lot of Walking Dead out there, so maybe there is a little bit of a cognitive dissonance inside you going, save but
Zombie
run away.
movie. It's just like a zombie movie.
Yes,
You're on the set of a movie.
But you did say that you wanted to get Morgan out of there, so that at least is going to succeed. These things are
Shambling.
shambling, yes. And there's so many of them because the admin building exploded and there are now
They got
open windows and such, and things are coming out of the admin building as well.
Oh
It's
god, they
not
got
going to
good.
take long for Blair to figure out that every single person who was inside this complex has been hit by the gas.
Yeah, we
so
gotta
that's
get out of
probably
here.
like 100 people or so.
Oh.
We gotta call in all the reinforcements. Blow this bitch up. This needs to be wiped off the map. This whole thing needs to go.
Is Gwen calling Blair at this particular moment? Because Drake did ask you to connect, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna call and be like, hey, everyone got all 10 fingers and toes. Drake asked me to check in on you guys.
Fallas is a
It's a
freaking
formality.
zombie.
What?
We
Fallas
lost
is a
Fallas.
zombie. He's
Where
a
did-
zombie.
wh-
He's
Where did
shambling.
you last see him?
He's dead. There's
Oh.
He's still walking,
no coming
probably.
back.
Oh.
And he
he's
inhaled
still
the blue
walking.
smoke, and I don't think
He's
the
still walking.
undead out here isn't like Thomas. None of them have their humanity.
Okay, maybe you guys should get out and come back.
Statistically, at least one of them will have their humanity because
Yeah.
in 100, one of them will still somehow, inexplicably.
Oh, it's like a 1 in
retain.
100 sort of zombo thing.
Apparently, yeah.
Special zombo.
I guess just
Oh.
get out.
Yeah, the whole admin building is compromised. It exploded, and that blue smoke is everywhere.
Got it. I'll call Drake back as soon as possible. You guys
Yeah.
just get
The
back here.
outbreak.
See you soon, and I'm gonna call Drake back.
It's almost there's a bit of a breach of the whole secrecy thing here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think everybody
Yeah.
who's involved who isn't us has to die.
That's like all the tribal police.
Yeah,
and
they're all gonna die. If I know how
Where-
Delta Gree rolls, they're all either going to die or they're gonna die.
Morgan definitely reminds me of Wackus Bonkus.
What?
I don't even know what that refers to, and I'm not gonna ask.
You guys don't know Wackus Bonkus?
What is a Wackus Bonkus?
I know you do, Briar. I know you know what I'm talking about.
I've heard the name, and I'm pretty sure.
Just do me a favor and look up Wackus Bonkus at some point. Um.
I look up,
Yeah,
I looked
know.
it up, and it's chicken wings.
Oh,
Now look up Wackus Bonkus Ancient Rome.
rotten rooms.
Not right now, because what we do know is that as far as Blair is concerned, you're gonna eventually find yourself back at the observation post, I guess, with Morgan, who is finally gonna come out of the fuge because you're far enough from the horror.
And would we
there.
be stealing a
What
car
is
or
it?
just walking out?
I'm alive.
I think
Why
there
am I
was
alive?
so much of a mess down by the vehicles that you've just walked all the way,
I'm alive.
which took a good long while. And by the
God.
time you get up to the OP, you're gonna see a swarm of Air Force helicopters and gunships and Air Force staff who are coming down on this area. And it's just a mess down there.
What up?
Yeah.
It's all destroyed.
An absolute mess down there. So Blair and Morgan, you are back at the OP. Fallas is gonna be somewhere down there in the mess, but not your problem anymore. How are we coordinating with Gwen now that you're actually away from the site of horrors?
Oh.
Need to call her and tell her we're still alive.
What is
Yeah.
Morgan's thoughts
We're gonna
about
get-
all this as you're looking back on that?
All of it needs to be destroyed. I don't want to see a single crumb of that place uncrumbled. It needs to be flattened out. It needs to be, you need to put grass on top of that, and it'll be like it never happened. I also still wish I got to shoot Turner myself,
But you didn't.
but I didn't. And I'm so sad about that. But also, like, why the fuck am I still alive? For real, like, why? How?
Yeah.
I've almost died, like, I'm pretty sure I died, like, twice, and I'm still alive.
Yes.
What
The
sort
Frat.
of miraculous luck is this?
I think
I
Talbot's
could have been
insurance
shambling down
policy-
there.
I think Talbot's insurance policy only applied to you.
Blair,
I
Gwen,
think-
what are we saying to each other over the phone?
What the fuck?
I have no idea what even happened.
What the fuck do we do now?
I have no idea.
Drake said he'd send people, but he's taking his sweet time with it.
Air
Does
Force.
he expect? He expects us to single-handedly handle this until he gets here. We're
Well,
not
the
the
Air
ones
Force
with
just
fighter
came.
jets. Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
they just got here.
Yeah.
okay.
Drake is still on about to blow that shit up and make sure none of it gets exposed to the public agenda, or I don't want that to be my problem anymore, I think.
Yeah.
I think we still have all the college students coming on Monday for a protest, though. What do we tell them?
There
Well-
was literally a gas leak at the thing, and if they come, they will be in danger.
Sounds good.
Like, literally a terrorist attack. People with guns came, and then they gassed the place, and everybody died and suffocated. So, I think that's a pretty good reason not to bring
Yeah.
a bunch of college kids.
Sounds good.
Wait, do you think that the third party got away?
Mm-hmm.
So after I seen what that gas did, you think they're gonna use? They probably got zombie. They're gonna make zombies out there.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
They're gonna make zombie soldiers, bro. And our military is already crazy. Imagine zombies soldiers. That'd be horrible.
Yeah. I don't. We should probably tell Drake to track that helicopter.
Yeah, no, that helicopter needs to be tracked like now, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Zombie soldiers are a big no. That's
Yeah.
not very Geneva Convention.
No,
Could
it's
have,
not.
like-
Pretty sure one of the rules was no chemical warfare.
Yeah, that is one of the
Yeah.
rules, absolutely.
And then they chemical warfare the entire lab.
Yeah.
And now Fallas is a shambler. Didn't think he'd go that way, but honestly, I called it.
He will be missed.
Who will be missed. Now we have another
Did I-
problem, logistically. Blair and Morgan are by the OP without a vehicle. Gwen is without a vehicle at a motel room with Thomas. Tristan is not that big of a problem. He's,
I have to walk.
as long as he can't see Thomas, he's gonna be fine, right?
Put
I'm
a
keeping him.
blindfold on him.
I am keeping him handcuffed to the bed.
Tie his eyes up.
That is
Put a
fair.
blindfold on him.
I'm not making this any weirder than it already is, Morgan.
I
What?
will remind you, Gwen, that you're gonna have to roll sanity every time Thomas as well for the rest of
Yeah.
your
Put a blindfold on yourself.
life because it's a zombie and you can't get used to that. So sooner or later you're gonna hit 0 sanity. But it's not gonna be today, I don't think. Though Tristan might. Are you gonna drive your husband insane because you care that much about Thomas, who you never
Put a
just
blindfold
met,
on
like,
him, it'll save his
a day
life.
ago?
I'm not going to drive him insane. He's already parked there.
I'm just saying that if you're exposing Tristan to Thomas, he's going to go insane faster than you will, because his psyche is much more fragile than yours. So you have a
And he's
choice
not-
here between Thomas and Tristan.
Blindfold on him.
I guess we're
I
putting a
swear,
blindfold on Tristan.
Put a blindfold on him, it'll save his life.
Getting a paper bag. Give me a moment.
Put a pillowcase on his head.
Not trying to suffocate him.
Yeah, pillowcase works.
So like, pillowcase, tie it behind his ears.
How long are you gonna maintain this,
Pull it up
Gwen?
for his nose
This is not.
until
Please
we
don't
come
ask-
back
This
and
is
we
not
can deal with
sustainable.
this.
Please don't ask me difficult questions about my marriage right now. This is not the time.
This is very much the time.
No. Okay. Okay. He blindfolded. Don't have to think about the fucking zombie that I don't know how I'm gonna rehome. But yeah,
I'll come back and I'll give you a solution, aka the Frat.
thank you.
We're
How
gonna
are you
have
gonna
to call
get
them right
Thomas
before this
across the
happens.
country to the Frat?
Good trip.
We're gonna get the Frat to him, maybe.
Also, however the fuck was the Corso got to St. Louis from New York as soon as I called the Frat? That's the method we're using.
That
It's
is
probably magic.
assuming the Frat wants anything to do with this. You're making very bold assumptions.
It's weird degenerate shit. Of course they want a part of it.
It's also
Maybe.
That's
zombies.
it.
Oh, you're going to give your child to the Frat. Yes, I'm sure the Frat are going to take good care of your child. They're not going to use it for use your child for horrible sorcerer's
Well, I don't
experiments.
think they are apparently interested in the purple stuff, so they might be interested in the blue stuff too. I
They
think
might
the
also
blue
need it-
stuff is like a bootleg of the purple stuff. If
How
you,
many excuses are you
feels
going
like
to be
a
able to
less
give
perfect-
to Acel? Like, yeah, we just gave this horrendous occult
well,
conspiracy.
they're never going to
zombie.
know. They're never going to know.
They
We
also might need a
haven't told them about the
bartender.
Frat.
Something tells me they go through bartenders, like coffee filters.
Yeah, maybe. You know what would be good? If we covered him up, like we put a mask on him, then we wouldn't have to think about how he's a zombie because he'd be covered up, and we could pretend he isn't dead.
Blair, there's someone trying to reach you on the line as you're talking to Gwen.
Is this a special phone or a normal phone?
It's your special phone, because you're talking to Gwen on the special phone.
Okay. Someone's trying to call. I'm assuming it's Drake.
Yep, keep me posted.
check.
Bye.
I will. Bye. So Blair hangs up, picks up the other call. Agent Zaki here.
Drake, the Air Force should be in situ now or very soon. I need you guys. Are you... Sit rep, please. Let's go.
Fallas is gone.
He's a shambler.
He doesn't know.
He's
any
one of the-
names. You don't say Fallas.
Oh
you
wait, not
say
Fallas.
Xander.
What was Xander?
Yeah.
Okay. Xander's gone.
He's a shambler.
And he's one of the undead. I don't think he has his humanity. So he's just gone.
Deep sigh at the other end. I need you to get down there and take control of the situation. Wave your badges. This is a terrorist attack. It falls under FBI jurisdiction. You use the Air Force as your containment procedure.
Oh. There
Aren't we next to
is.
the Air Force?
The friendly is in situ.
Alright. There is a bunch who inhaled that blue smoke and are undead now. It's the admin building went up in it. So there's around 100 compromised.
They're gonna have to be destroyed, all of them. Talk to Colonel William Castor. He is a friendly.
Alright. We're without a vehicle, so I got Morgan out of there by foot. And yeah, it'll take us a moment to walk back.
Just get it done. We'll meet in Browning at midnight. We need full debrief on this. Where did the buyers go? Do we have any idea?
Somewhere in
Uh,
Canada.
Did Blair see what direction they went? Or where was she
They
frozen by
seem to have
then?
been going southeast, I guess. So not in the direction of Canada.
I believe I saw the helicopter heading southeast. Other than that, I have no clue where they went.
Did we get any ID on the helicopter before our shit went sideways?
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, then Blair will relay that.
Yep, he's gonna pull some strings. Okay, this is good. Okay, at least we'll get a grip on that. Shit, we need a lot. Just handle it,
Okay.
make sure it's contained over there, and we'll rendezvous in Browning midnight. for a
Understood.
debrief. Blair, you're gonna be able to get yourself down to the Air Force guys, you and Morgan. They've seen some stuff by now. No doubt.
At least one of
Dozens
these guys is
of
going to be forced to join Delta Green.
Walking Dead, and they would
least
have
one.
engaged them with assault rifles and eventually cut them to pieces. Of course,
Right, it was-
nobody was there to. The tribal police was there to tell them that these guys are crazy, rabid, and chemical something. Yeah. What are we telling the Air Force when you get down there and having a word with them?
Contamination.
Swamp gas.
Swamp gas, obviously, yes.
Uh,
Castor turns
Yeah.
out, as he is a friendly, he turns out to be very helpful. And they have assault rifles, they have all sorts of other heavy gear, including 50 cal machine guns, which they're not going to use on the zombies because that's a bit weird. But the zombie problem will be contained here. And Castor, the colonel, who is the XO of this base, he has at least a solid platoon with him of soldiers. Let's just say this will all be very classified
Yeah.
and very buried. The tribal police, I don't know what's going on with them. They've seen too much as
Not going to be
well.
able to see nothing.
But maybe this will become a wandering legend that only the Blackfeet people know about. The tribal police will never be the same again, that's for sure.
And that's why you don't build a chemical plant on the ancient Native American burial ground.
Exactly!
This is a lesson.
Very much so.
Build labs in your sacred lands, or else the spirits are going to haunt you.
So my question, I guess, is by the time you're done with all of the above, and Blair and Morgan return to the motel to find Gwen and Tristan, it's gonna be late. You're tired. It's been a day. You're shaken.
I'm not gonna look at Andrew. I'm not gonna look at the iron shirt guy.
Are
I'm so
you sure
avoidant.
you're going to be able to avoid too? Where are we storing
I
Thomas
am
at
very
the moment,
good at
Gwen?
avoiding. I'm going to lock myself in the bathroom and not come out for ages. Be lying in there.
I think the bathrooms just become like our mini panic room.
Yeah, no.
We can.
Okay,
shove-
everyone
Are
with
we-
low sanity, get in the bathroom.
Are we shoving Thomas in a wardrobe somewhere?
I don't have the wherewithal to deal with Thomas right now. Not after the horrors.
Okay, Tom. I don't know why I can't say Thomas right now. Sorry. But, buddy, pal, could you do me a favor? With all due love and respect, could you please maybe stay in the closet for this conversation?
He's just looking at you with empty eyes. Roll another sanity check because it's hours since you last rolled one.
I've been pretending dead.
Sad.
I'm just gonna let go and walk outside and have a nice, good scream.
So, flight, in other words.
A very calm and controlled flight, followed by a very uncalm and uncontrolled scream. Yes.
I guess that's how Blair and Morgan finds Gwen when you come back. She's sitting, and you've hit your breaking point too.
Oh my god.
This is great.
Well-
Everybody's hitting breaking points.
It's a zombie
Megalomania?
apocalypse.
Yeah,
course it
Megalomania, I
is.
guess. Like mother, like daughter.
Maybe, yeah. I think your bond score to Tristan might go up.
Yeah.
Unless you
But he's
wanted to
cousin.
project some sanity loss on someone.
Yes.
Okay, so we were at 53 sanity. You're going to lose 6. Roll a d4 willpower points, please.
Where'd it go? Where did it go?
The d4
Okay, I'll roll
is
second.
just underneath the chat bar. You have the triangle.
No, I know. I already rolled one and it didn't pop up. Okay, there it went.
Oh, there it is. I see it passing by the screen now. So you're
Roll the
going
second
to
one. yeah.
lose 3 willpower points and only 3 sanity points, luckily. So I guess you're. Oh yeah, that's just. Yeah, you
That's
still
it.
hit your breaking point. So you're still traumatized, but at least you don't have to fight, flight, or freeze. You're just traumatized, which is much
Yep,
better, right?
Yep.
Those 3 points come out of whom? Oh, it's Finley, right? It's always Finley.
Yeah, I was about to say Finley.
There we go.
I like working my way up the list that I have that I'm working on.
That makes sense. So, poor Daddy Finley will. So, Blair and Morgan, as you come back to the motel, Gwen is.
Close my eyes and walk.
Screaming outside the motel room in hysterics, or at least just sitting outside the motel room, shaking a bit because you didn't get the full 5 points.
Wait, no. I would have joined Syra in her
Yeah, no.
screaming, in her panic. I'm gonna say.
She's not fully panicked. She's just taking it out on her dad.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we need a
cool.
scream. We need a good screaming party.
I'm not going to scream. I'm just gonna sit there in silence.
You're
That's
not
how I
wrong.
scream.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay,
sit
I
there in
guess we need
silence
a
and rock.
silence party.
Okay, so we're sitting here in silence. What are we do? Okay. You guys have to decide what to do now, because Thomas is still in the motel room.
Oh, we gotta call the frat.
The
I need to get
what?
my phone. I need to get my phone.
We're gonna call the what? Why didn't we call them sooner? First of all,
I
what are
was
they?
here to tell you, and I almost died multiple times.
You
So-
still have that phone?
Yes, I do still
What?
have that phone.
Why do you still have it?
Fucking
Because
phone.
I thought it would be useful.
Oh my god. I want no part in this.
These agents are so broken.
What the?
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be like to that day. I'm not gonna pay attention to nobody, not Tristan, not the guy I don't know his name. I'm gonna get my bag. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go back to city next. I'm gonna join the panic party yet again. And I'll have my phone. And I'll have the phone, bro.
I think
be great.
Sarah kind of wants to sit in on this because what the fuck?
It'll be great. I'll call him.
Got a little notebook out in case I need to call this number again.
So
Look, Talbot
let's-
left behind this. It's gonna be
Morgan,
useful.
let's roll a
What?
luck check.
One of these days, they're gonna pick up.
Nope.
It's not this day.
What would we even leave as the voice message? Talbot's dead. We have a pet zombie. Please come pick him up at 2.
I'm gonna leave a voicemail, okay? Yeah.
What is that
Um,
voicemail?
I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. Somehow, I'm pretty sure it's a bootleg proto matter, but worse incident. We also have a zombie now. Talbot's dead. I think you know that. She's been dead for a little bit. If you wanna hit me up, I'll be there. Feel free to call. Feel free to call me because shit's crazy. You feel me? Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, you feel me.
Definitely feel you. Yeah.
If you want to resurrect Talbot from the dead, I'm also cool with that. Maybe not right now. Oh, also there's a mini zombie apocalypse happening in the local lab. I thought you'd be interested. Good night.
What?
And I hang up.
Good night. Okay.
I hang up.
What the fuck?
We'll deal with that later.
It's gonna go great.
Oh,
I'm
I
sure.
think, Syra, you need to learn. You need to learn a lesson about being in this group. And it's not to ask questions. You just need to accept things, Syra. You need to be like me.
I don't know what I have to
and
accept.
adapt.
No, that's
You
the
need to accept.
problem.
You need to accept things.
Accept
You need to
what?
accept this is the way things are, Syra.
Accept it with. Oh,
It just happens,
Ugh.
Syra.
I know things just happened. My husband has a hole in his goddamn head.
Yeah. He might have another one soon. And you
What?
never know. You could
I'm
get
gonna need
we
you to
could
start
get blasted.
I'm gonna need you
could
to
get
start
blasted.
providing context on the ominous shit you just say, please.
Oh, well, there was this one time they cut my brain open and they removed it while I was still awake. Then they put it back, and it's like nothing ever happened. And so that was the day that I learned that things just happen.
Okay.
And you're gonna learn that lesson too.
Okay.
You're gonna learn. Your mother learned. Now it's your turn. Because you were unfortunate
I'm
enough.
learning.
to be put with us. Anyways, good talk.
Go team. Good talk. Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh
Good
my
talk.
god.
You know what? I feel like this is a good place to pause the story because it's not over yet. It might feel like it's over, but it's not.
Ow.
Please
There
just
are
let it
more
be over.
twists and turns to this.
Oh no.
And we need to find
Is
out
the- are
what you're
the-
gonna
are
do
the
with
Germans gonna
Thomas.
come?
And we need to find out what you're talking to Drake about at midnight. Because Thomas is a very loose end. And he is probably the only zombie still standing from that facility. A loose end that... And Deltagon doesn't like to see the loose ends. So we'll have to see. Obviously, H-Cell is arriving. And luckily for us, one of those agents are probably going to be switching over to Z-Cell, giving the losses. Coach!
I have someone in mind.
You have someone in mind, and that someone is going to present it to the world in a week
I
from
wonder
now.
what kind of person it's gonna be.
Yeah, I think
gonna
Tristan
be another
will
sneaky?
be retired because he is very fragile in so many ways, and not
I'm the only
least
sneaky.
brain damage. And
I'm the only punch hard sneaky on the team now.
yeah, you
Never thought
are.
it could be so lonely.
It's
So lonely being
it's
the only
been a
punch,
moment, hasn't it?
the
It's
only
just-
tank.
Yeah, but this is not over yet. I'm afraid to say. Yeah, next session we're gonna go over what you talked to Drake about, and then consequences will ensue, which may or may
I'm
not
not-
be a good thing.
Uh,
So
oh no.
it's never a good thing. It's Delta Green. It's never a good thing. So thanks everybody for tuning in. This ain't over yet, which is exactly what Delta Green players does not want to hear.